Hey everyone, Theta here, back with those stone-faced reactions, the Crest of the Stars. First off, just want to apologize if today's reaction turns out a little bit more somber than I intended to be. I mean, there's no, I don't want to be parasocial with anybody here. You don't come here for insight into my life. You come here into whatever I see in the anime reactions because this is what I love to do. So, I just want to apologize ahead of time. Obviously, you know that Griffin has left the channel for a bit, and I'm sorry. He's my best friend for such a long time. It's hard to go it alone, and I know I've been doing these reactions alone, but the man you see before you today is just a little bit more broken, a little bit more depressed. So I apologize ahead of time for the things I cannot control. I would dress up for you, but yeah, no. Anyway, hopefully this picks me up a bit today. Um, so first off, I want to again thank the patrons who have been watching this along with me. Of course, I love having you all for the ride. You make all of this worthwhile, even when I'm sad. You pick me up. So thank you. I know I just said the whole non-parasocial thing, but this is sort of a back and forth, and the good vibes make me feel good. So thank you. That said, we have comments once again from Alaro Savant, clarifying, I guess this is stuff from the book that wasn't made clear in the episode, because either it's that or it's spoilers that I just not figuring out that somehow I'm missing something major. But hey, don't have somebody else to tell me that anymore. The current ruler is, and here's the problem, Alro. You gotta give me some sort of pronunciation guide with some of these things. Spudnia Lama Eremita, Her Majesty the Empress Lamar. Oh, okay, sorry. I see what you're doing now. You're giving me the Ob language, which I've already forgotten the specific name of, and you're spelling out, in their words, what Her Majesty the Empress is. And unfortunately, I guess Lama is just in the middle of the text. Anyway, I apologize. I'm breaking up your own comment. And the 27th in the line of emperorship. The empire is composed of 8 monarchies. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go right to your translation of the words if you include them. And Lama was the monarch of Slib, which I believe is one of the royal families that we covered not last time, 2 episodes ago, until she gave that title to a descendant. Lords are vassals of the empire, not any of the specific monarchies. 7 of the 8 monarchies are close to the central sector of the capital, while monarchy of, I don't know if that's an I or, well, I guess that's an Illich, is located on 12th ring. All 8 monarchies are all descended of the founding emperor. That's what we covered 2 episodes ago. Eliarasek Dunak, and they all share the Fizz. The word their word for surname is Fizz. Plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Of Abiliar. If you could only see these words, people. I'm just not going to say that one. The emperorship requires one with military experience and ideally a military leader, which plays a key factor on top of it being hereditary too, which include all 8 families. Imperials can't be assigned to behind the scene branches like medical, and they have to sign up as. Sorry, I know I'm speaking real brokenly and not in the best way to understand, but that's because I keep encountering words that are literally alien to me, and I'm pausing on them, so I apologize. A flight branch star pilot, and their only special privilege is the enrollment in the military academy. In accordance of Star Force regulations, it takes 4.5 years to advance to a military college, but Imperials can do it after 2.5 years. Competence is not a factor. That is not a good sign. That's my words, not theirs. The ranks generally play out as following: Line Wing Star Pilot to Rearguard Star Pilot after a year, Vanguard Star Pilot after a year and a half. Once a Vanguard Star Pilot, they enroll in the most difficult of military academies, the Duniac Star Forces Academy. After 6 months of education, they receive the rank of Deca Commander with the Commander's insignia to go with it. They used to get it from the beginning of Imperial household straight away, but they revoked it given most haven't proved to be worthy. They now climb the ranks of the flight branch until they reach the rank of Imperial Admiral, where they receive special Imperial appointment to the rank of Imperial Fleet Commander-in-Chief. In peacetime, this position does not hold command over a single soldier apart from a small amount of HQ personnel. But given that the Emperor customarily held onto getting this position is meant becoming the next in line for the throne or the crown princess or prince. Once the new commander-in-chief is decided, it's standard practice for the members of the imperial family either older than them or less than 20 years younger than them to ask to be transferred to reserve duty. Many imperial family members who leave the military prior to this normally either succeeded to a monarchship or simply live as a imperial with a noble rank for a generation. See, this is all the stuff I usually used to make fun of Griffin for messing up, but now here I am. And to wrap this long section, I will quote the book word by word. The Imperial Fleet Commander-in-Chief almost always ended up waiting for the appearance of a new Imperial Admiral as the next Imperial in line to the throne. He or she acceded to the Imperial throne when someone who could take over his or her own position emerged. At that juncture, the Emperor would suddenly abdicate. There's more regarding the monarch's post-abdication, but I feel I said enough for one video. Most of this was written in the chapter where Jinto got aboard the patrol ship. Oh, so what was that? Like 4 episodes in? That was a long time ago. Ah, man, we are really catching up on the backstory now. Otherwise, what else do I have for you here? Slight update to the board, of course, with the 2 characters we met last time. Obviously, Lafiel is related to the Empress, as would Desanyo be, of course. And they literally declared war last episode. I don't know why his first name is Sample rather, so don't crawl on me on that one. Sample Sengalali. Sengalani. I am not good with names. I apologize from here into the future and for the rest of time. I'm sorry. I'm not even not good with Japanese names. I'm just not good with names of the world, apparently. So I had to guess. I would say Italian, but we do know he's supposed to represent like a Russian, given that he's got that whole Gorbachev thing going on, and we kind of identified all of those other people that he was with for their nationalities. And I said I apologize for that too. I know it's probably not cool, but it seems like it's what it was intended by the artist. Other than that, I don't think anybody else is new here on the board. And I do believe there was at least one more of the vassal girls from the Baron's domain that was named. However, I don't think they were shown, so that's why they did not make it here. And I'm aware that, of course, there's probably dozens, if not dozens of more people listed in the books that just don't make it here. So, I don't know. Nothing I can do about that, but this is the best I can do with the board. That said, I believe, unless someone wants to tell me where Rena is without spoiling, I don't think we have much to cover from last episode, other than the fact that we are trapped on a planet. Lafiel has never been on a planet before, has no experience, and we've already covered many times before that she thinks Jinto is useless in space, but it's her duty to protect him. And Jinto has constantly said, if you protect me, you allow me to protect somebody else in the future. And here we are. Time for Lafiel to be protected. So, until I start rambling on again about more personal problems of mine instead of the anime, I think it's about time we just go ahead and get into it. So, here we go. Crest of the Stars. This is the Ob Fleet. That sounds familiar. There we go. About time we start getting back in there and kicking ass. Glory to the Spearhead Squadron and glory to the Empire. Glad they included this whole supply fleet thing as well.
敵も我々の接近に気づいたようです。質量から推測して3個宿ヒュールに相当します。明らかな迎撃態勢です。これが敵の全兵力か。おそらくそうでしょう。推測ではなく確定情報は。残念ながら確定するには中央情報が不可欠ですが、それが不足しています。情報局はこの度の進行そのものを事前に掴んでいなかったほどですから。
I mean, it'd be hard to tell, right? You'd have to break through every time sphere thing to know how many ships were inside.
まったく猫の餌係も務まらんような無能者揃いだ。
少し言い過ぎではありませんか、閣下。
そうか、ナソトリは。お前は情報局から転出してきたばかりだったな。俺が間違っていた。情報局の連中はまさに猫の餌係にうってつけである。
それを聞けば情報局
not what I expected him to say.
そうか、それはよかった。
I thought he was going to be all respectful to the fact that she's here during the fight. And he was going to take it back and, like, you know, make her feel put up. Like, you know, I'm wrong. You came here, so they must have had some good people after all. But he doubled down on his insult. And I also appreciate that he doubled down on the insult, too. It's funny, but I like it. Just the two of us, you and I. Oh, you know what? I feel a little bit sadder now. It's literally just about two people. God damn it, me. Get over it. Jesus Christ. I don't know who 9 Lives are, by the way. You're not going to understand on YouTube because this is getting covered over, but some of the credits have names and they say 9 Lives. I don't know, maybe it's a band. Either way, I'm going to say it. I already said Saluf was one of my favorites. This new Admiral is one of my favorites. Dude's heading into a combat, he's going to die. That's just what happens to my favorite characters. Like Lieutenant Crank back in Iron-Blooded Orphans. Just what happens. Also, I'm going to have a lot more people to add to the board, by the way. Just note, that's just coming to my head now. I'm pretty sure that's not all the people we're going to meet in the new fleet. Apparently, everywhere humans go, we bring an invasive species with us.
僕だよラフィール。
どこに行ってたんだ。
ちょっとね、偵察に。
どこに行ってたのかを聞いてるんだ。何しに行ってたかじゃない。
丘の上だよ。
バカ。
どうしたの？
敵に見つかったらどうする。
大丈夫だよ。誰もいなかった。
上から見張られてるかもしれないであろう。
潮位も来てないし、現地の住民だと
You
思っ
know,
てくれるんじゃないかな。
as many times, if you people have been here for any amount of time,
わかったよ。二度と軽はずみなことはしない。
you've known how many times I've complained about
そうだ。私
there
に
being
何も
like a
言わずに出て
spaceship
く
in
る
orbit or something,
だって
and somehow the main characters get away undetected.
もしかして目が覚めたら僕がいなくて心配した？
バカ。
She'd blush.
えっと
Unless Jinto made that up in his mind, which is possible.
それが良いだろう。ここにいてもあまり楽しくないからな。
町へ行こうと思うんだ。
町へ。
畑の中でかくれんぼするよりいいだろ。
でも危険はないか。
あるけど、ここにいたって危険はある。迷った時には進めと言ったのは君だし、ここじゃ食べ物が手に入らないんだ。そうだろ。畑の中で飢え死にするなんて、
It would be ironic, starving to death amongst a wheat field.
そうだな。ジント、
何？
少し先に行ってるがよい。
どうして？
聞くな。
やっぱり疲れた？
私は疲れていない。なぜそんなことを言うんだ。
いや、だったらどうして？
Gotta go to the
聞く
bathroom?
な
What
と
is
言
it?
ってるであろう。
ここ目印もないし、もしはぐれでもしたら。
ならばここで待っているがよい。
本当にどうしたの？
しつこいな。
ラフィール、君を一人で置いていけないよ。君が望む望まないに関わらず、僕らは今
Is it not elegant to say you have to go to the bathroom?
どんなことでもちゃんと話して。
I don't know why I think that's what it is, but it seems obvious.
そなたの鈍さは冷凍野菜並みだな。ここで待っているがよい。私の方を見るではないぞ。
ラフィール。
So yeah, I was worried that my assumption was just like, why would you fucking think that?
ラフィール、
Thankfully, it was just
No.
basic human needs.
大丈夫？
何がだ。
足痛くない？
うん。
お腹空かない？
うん。
そこ気をつけて。穴が開いてる。
ジント、
何？
うるさいぞ。
I imagine it's gotta be damaging to her pride to have to rely on somebody so far below her
君の番だ。ラフィール。
constantly. Whereas before, she was like constantly showing off to him about how superior she was.
大丈夫。
大丈夫に決まってるだろう。
無理しなさんなって。
無理などしてない。
Or if there's some sort of shame involved in accepting help from others. You know, that kind of thing. That they're a prideful race, and we already know that.
これから町に行ってくるよ。
そなた一人でか。
そりゃ決まってるだろ。
なぜだ。私が町に行ってはいけない理由があるのか。
Because you
敵が
look
占
like
領してる
you?
町にこんな格好で二人一緒にうろつけないよ。それに君は目立ちすぎる。やっと気がついた。地上に降りた王女様は並外れた世間知らずだってこと。
どうも勝手が違うな。あの者は本当に信用できるのか？
Really?
だから僕が服を街で調達してくる。なるべく早く戻ってくるから。
I would not have thought any time, at any point, one of her thoughts would be, can I really trust him?
可愛くない。
もう行くのか？
早手回しに動かなくっちゃ。
破滅に向かって急いでいるのかもしれ
I
ない
would
ぞ。
have thought trust between them would have been implicit by now.
まったく。
まあ良いであろう。半径100光年で信頼できるのはそなたしかいない。
なんて絶対に言うわけ
I'm assuming that was both of them saying it at once. Not what I was expecting just outside of a wheat farm. This is one big city.
Oh, いらっしゃいませ。
Surprised there was nothing else he could have pawned. Because the communication device would not be the first thing on my thought list.
話してよ。
そちらの市民も慌てることはありません。ご協力いただければ何も面倒はありません。
私が何したっていうのよ。
我が軍の通達は聞きましたね。
They stopping everyone with weird colored hair? Yeah, there we go.
私の自由でしょ。
私たちは人類統合体の広告宣伝部隊です。家族や知人に青系統の色で髪を染めている人を知っていれば人類にふさわしい色に修正することをお願いします。繰り返します。
嫌だ。
こりゃいいや。髪に垂らすだけで染まるってさ。ほら、
絶対嫌だ。
黒は嫌だった？赤とか黄色より気に入ると思ったんだけど。
黒が嫌いなんじゃない。この髪の色が好きなんだ。微妙な色であろ。濃すぎもせず、薄すぎも
Really
せず。
don't understand what it's like to stand
と
out.
っても綺麗だ。けどね、街じゃ青い髪に染めた人がどんどん捕まってたんだよ。
この髪は染めたんじゃないぞ。
なぜだろう。染めてるんじゃないことがバレたらもっとまずい気がするんだ。少しの間だけだよ。ね。
染めるしかないのか。
まったく。
Nope.
遺伝子をいじくるのは平気なくせに。それともう一つあるんだけど。よく似合ってるよ、その服。
だったらなぜさっきから笑ってるんだ。
笑ってなんか。
Well, you don't look bad at all.
そなたは緊張感がないな。
お互い様だろ。ブースか眠ってたくせに。
黙れ、疲れてたんだ。
僕たち兄弟に見えるかな。
見えないであろう。我らは兄弟じゃない。
そりゃ困った。
何が？
町じゃ兄弟ってことにしようと思っていたんだけど。
なぜそんな嘘をつかないといけないんだ。
だってまさか本当のことは言えない
She
だろ。
really doesn't know what's going on here,
妙な
does
こ
she?
とを言う。そなたと私の関係など我らが承知していればいいことであろう。
そりゃそうだ
I mean,
け
she
ど。
has to know exactly what's
気にす
going
るの
on.
がいるかもしれない。
Yeah, I feel like she's being
デ
willfully
レクトじゃ
ignorant.
未成年の男女が2人で宿に泊まったりしたらたちまち防犯警察が飛んでくる。
私は子供じゃないぞ。そなたはどうか知らないが。
僕だってそうじゃないつもりだけど、他人が見たら子供みたいなもんだよ。
だがここはデルクトゥじゃない。そんなに気にせねばならぬことか。
あんまり人目を引きつけたくないんだ。ごく普通に。
ジンともしかしたら私は邪魔なんじゃないのか。
なんだよいきなり。
私がいなければそなたはずっと簡単に隠れてられるんじゃないのか。
そりゃまあ僕一人の方が便利なような気はするかな。
Oh, shit.
なんといっても僕は地上人だしね。
I'm just thinking all of a sudden that the Ob do love
それ
a
とも
final
ああである
stand
ことが
or
嫌なのか。
to be the sacrificial pawns and things.
ちょっと負担かもしれないな。でも嫌だってわけじゃない。ただ どっちなんだって聞かれたら地上人だって答えるな。僕は生まれも育ちも地上なんだから。
そなたがそんな風に思ってるとは気づかなかった。私のことなら気にすることはないぞ。帝国のことも。もしそなたが爵位を捨ててもいいのならここで別れよう。言ったであろう。私は足手まといになりたくない。
本気かいラフィール。
本気だ。
Yeah.
別にそなたなどいなくたって平気なんだからな。
No, you really can't
嫌だ
though.
ね。なんなら爵位は捨ててもいいけど君とここで別れるつもりはないよ。
なぜだ。
なぜならそんなことをして生き延びたってちっとも嬉しくないからだよ。足手まといになりたくないだって。僕なんかいなくたって平気だって。矛盾してるじゃないかラフィール。足手まといにな
Yeah,
る人間
contradicting
が
everything you've said so far in every shuttlecraft ride.
君は僕をここに連れてきてくれた。僕に宇宙船を操縦しろって言っても無理な話だ。だから君が必要だった。人間には向き不向きがあるだろう。お互いに得意な分野で助け合おうって言ってるのに、どうして足手まといだとかどうとか気にしなくちゃいけないんだ。そうだろラフィール。僕は何かおかしなこと言ってるかい。それとも君の方こそ僕が邪魔になったのかな。だったらしょうがない。さっさとこの哀れな荷物を見捨てていくがいいさ。けれど僕の方から君に
Oh,
別
the
れるつも
guilt
りはない
trip
か
is
らな。
strong in this one.
そうだな。許すがよいチンと。そなたは誇り高い男だ。
僕はアーブが地上人か自分でもわからないようなやつだけど、それなりに自尊心はあるんだ。
That's a problem.
一体今度は何で
Is
す
that rock?
くそ
No,
忙しい
sorry.
のにこの上占領軍にこき使われてちゃたまらんですよ。
Or from the neck down. That could have been rock Lynn.
ご苦労。こちらは人類統合体平和維持軍のカイト憲兵隊員だ。隊、彼が我が犯罪捜査部の誇るエントリア警部です。よろしく警部。
で、要件は何です？
数時間前、この町の住民が傷つけられ、その車が奪われました。この件に対して私たちは重大な関心を寄せています。
Even worse, they're already hoodlums.
犯人の一人はアーブ語を話し、しかもアーブのように美しかったそうです。
Oh, never mind.
事件番号は？
They stole the car from them.
8404だ。
しかし、なんだってアーブが地べたなんぞ歩いてたんだ？
それについては推測に過ぎませんが。
Actually, they can't play out well when they think you're about to shoot them.
着陸橋が発見されました。
つまり、その乗員が車を盗んだと？
その可能性が高いということです。
まだるっかしいな。
調べる価値はあります。ぜひ捜査に協力させてください。その代わり犯人を引き渡してほしいのです。
おいおい、待ってくれよ。
まあまあ、エントリア君。
I certainly hope
すでに話はついている。
that the local government, despite capitulating to the United
ア
Mankind,
ーブにはお付きの帝国国民が一緒のようです。自由な市民として生まれながら抑圧的体制に手を貸した憎むべき人間です。
side with the Ob Empire, like they preferred to have been part of the Empire.
全然。
そう。
そなたらしくないな。
何が？
さっきからずっと難しい顔している。似合わないぞ。いつものようにヘラヘラしてる方がいいな。
いつもそんなに締まらない顔してる？
それで安心する。
I would say his look was more of a carefree. Like, even when they were in that fight in the Baron's territory, he's like, I don't know, I guess what happens, happens.
隣に女の子を乗せて車を走らせること。その上今、隣にいるのは銀が一綺麗な。
なんだあれは。
何かの記念碑かな。
何のだ。
さあ、
Oh, I thought they were looking at the city with a hill in the way.
気分は弾まなかった。
全家屋をしらみ通信しましょう。
何言ってるんだ。何年かかる？
じゃあ、
そうだな。まず有料宿泊施設から当たろう。このご時世だ。のんきに旅行なんかしてる奴は少ない。 奴らが宿に泊まるほどとんまなことを祈ろうぜ。
I don't know. Shinto seemed to already know about that. Never
いい
mind.
朝だね。
Never mind.
この星系と惑星クラスビュールは長きにわたりアーブの支配下にあったため、民主主義についてあなた方は間違った情報を受け取っていることでしょう。これは大変不当な
ま
ことです。
た占領軍の宣伝放送か。
あなた方には知る権利がある。
面白い。
この
つまらない
民主主義は
けれど他にすることがない。
あなた方の指導者はアーブの支配を当然のことと容認していました。真に民主的な指導者なら抑圧的な支配機構を
The
打ち破
problem
り
is
立ち上がるべきだったのです。
the propaganda is like good propaganda, right?
それじゃ
As a point,
食事の用意
the
を
Alb
しま
just
す
take over planets. They don't give you a choice.
なんであろうと、どうせ私の口には合わぬ。
じゃあ任せてくれ。
失礼します。
ダメだ。ちょっと待って。どなたです？
あら、この格好見てわかりません？客室係ですわ。
客室係。
そうです。敷布の交換にやってまいりました。
それって
They
毎
didn't
日
hang
なん
the
ですか？
sign up on the door.
お客様のご希望次第ですわ。
でしたら結構ですから、扉の外に届けてくれたら自分でやります。
構いませんけど。
それから中からいい
Be more
感じ
helpful
が
if
あっ
she
てから
hid her ears behind her
入ってきてほしいんです
hair.
けど。
ええ、そういたしておりますわ。
だって今
私たちは真の民主主義を啓蒙するための学校を開設し、意見の対立と思想
まだ何か？
活動しています。
お客様、ぶしつけではございますが、シフという言葉をご存知でしょうか。
いや
お心づけと申し返ればよろしいでしょうか。
I'm literally asking you not to do
どう
anything.
かごゆっくり。
なんだったんだ今のは。
You don't get a tip for doing nothing.
まったく。
But she was asking for a bribe to not say anything, but she didn't imply that she knew
た
anything.
だし敵の全兵力がここに現れているものだけであると仮定してですね。
家庭の上に立って戦うのは好きではないな。
それでは引き返しますか。
この際趣味の問題には目をつぶろう。スファグノフを奪回する。
作戦目的に敵の撃滅を含めますか。
私は迂回攻撃を行うべきだと思いますわ。
実に魅力的だ。何しろフトゥーネがある。天空を疾駆する重装騎兵部隊が。ダメだ。我らの目的はあくまでスファグノーフ公国の回復にある。
しかし、
うるさい。
I do like these red and black or blue
そ
outfits
れでは
better.
敵を威嚇しつつ行軍するんですね。
そうだ。
Or maybe it's just like the dark light is making them look different.
ゆっくり進軍する。そうすれば逃げるだろう。諸軍、これよりスファグノーフ公国を奪回する。万が一戦闘に突入した場合には諸軍の美しい戦いぶりを期待する。では発進。
I'm just
政界軍2000の艦艇が一斉に駆動円を吹き上げた。
for some reason I thought it was 6,000 in the intro. Also, he has a dog, right? And she had a cat. I do like that. They're just different in every fucking way. I can't remember what my thought was from a minute ago before I paused to let the narrator speak. Well, no, I was thinking about I like that he has a sword. Same that Lexu has a sword, so every commander has a sword. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking anymore. I know we're approaching the end of this season, which now gives me an incredibly same-ish feel to Legends of the Galactic Heroes, right? Where we end one season in the midst of a large battle, and we start the next season with the, not so much the fallout, but like the actual battle itself, leading into the repercussions of the battle. I don't immediately think that this is their entire force, right? This is not the four nations' forces, that they sent everything to take a port. So so I wouldn't think that this would be the major battle of the war. There's got to be a bigger thing in action coming, right?
憎んでいたんじゃない。愛していたんだ。
迂回攻撃準備。
敵機雷消滅確率 0.83。
機雷時空融合率 0.986。
私にもよくわからない。けどアーブであるということは罪と使命を背負うことだと父上に教えられた。私もそうだと思う。
つまりアーブは人間ではないのです。
アーブになるのが嫌になったか。
Obviously, it was really good seeing that they were conducting like high percentage battle rates, considering that we saw a 30% battle was an almost win for them before. God rest Lixiu's soul. The thing that obviously stood out there in that one was it's not hate, it's a love. It seems super early for Lafiel to say she loves Jinto or something like that. Even though Jinto himself, I don't know if it would be different if it was coming from Jinto. Since Jinto is like, I have the most beautiful woman in the world next to me. And obviously he's had fantasies. I'm not calling the hallucination thing fantasies, but well, I guess I am. But it's not really like a fantasy. It's just like his hope given visual form for us, the audience, is what I feel like that is. Otherwise, I don't know. I could see it coming from him. Maybe she's just so distant, and like that thing I said before, it's more impactful what an Ab doesn't say, as it implies everything else that they're thinking. I don't know. She's probably talking about something else. It's just I kind of hope it goes that way. That she references everything that she's doing to keep him at arm's length and is explaining why she does that. And that it's not love, it's hate. She's got to be talking about something else. I want her to be talking about their relationship, even though it hasn't even developed yet. It feels like that would be just jumping the gun. It's way too soon. But I hope that she is talking about their relationship. Anyway, what else? I think everything else I basically covered as it came up on screen, right? Everything else was basically surface level. Lafiel is not good with having somebody else do the work for her. I think they were putting it right there in the next time on, that it's like her job to carry the guilt and the weight of a mission. And she's always referred to Jinto as a commodity, so obviously she sees him as just something that she has to take care of. So it has to hurt her pride something, to have him be the one to take care of her. Even though she's always relented at the end of every conversation that they've had in the past. I don't know. I guess I'm hoping that's just the lead up, like the lead up to a revelation. But even here, in like episode 10 or whatever, it just seems way too early. I want it to be, but it seems too early. Those are my thoughts. I think other than that, though, we have to just go ahead and go into the notes section, and maybe in a second pass I'll pick up on more stuff. Otherwise, who knows. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the notes. Alright, everybody, that's the end of note taking. I guess only a few more things stuck out to me here. Like, notably, there were 7 fleets, right? There was 4 assault fleets, 1 attack fleet, 1 scout fleet, 1 supply fleet. 7 fleets. 8 royal families. I was almost thinking that we were going to have, like, a fleet for each royal family representing the engagement. I guess maybe it's still possible if you count the flagship as its own fleet. Then possibly you could still have 8 families representing the battle. I don't know. I would expect that maybe if this show is more like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, but I don't know about this one yet. Because it seems like a lot of that stuff is hidden behind the text of the book, not exactly expressed in the anime. Let's see, what else do I have here? I guess the Ob Fleet commanders don't respect the Information Bureau for some reason, given how both the Chief of Staff and Commander of the flagship reacted to the Information Bureau's lack of information about the enemy fleet. Because, I mean, I can understand they're upset about the lack of information given the Information Bureau's whole thing is information. But they seem to. Their insults seemed derogatory towards the entire establishment, leading me to believe that even if the Information Bureau had given them information, they'd be insulting it. It reads like the era of when the joke of military intelligence was the joke itself. That was an oxymoron. I don't think you hear that as often anymore. Not like in any real media. Only from people of, say, my generation and older. I appreciate that despite Lafiel is shown to be foreign to Life Planet side, she isn't wrong about most of her concerns that she voices to Jinto. She says they might spot him from above, and then we get the glint of light from an object flying above them. Just an example of how her concerns can pan out to be right. Just because she doesn't know the specifics of the foreign environment, I believe she's just so well trained and so used to thinking logically about every scenario that it becomes second nature to her. Oh, this one. Why is it that I chose an anime featuring the theme of 2 people finding each other in the vastness of space and forging a lasting bond right after the longest friendship of my entire life has ended? Yes, I know, you're done. You're done listening to me harp on about it, but literally, we were friends for 10 years. That is 1/4 of my life. I'm. It's got to be the height of profiling to be detaining people for their hair color. I mean, I understand that it's a common trait among the Ob, but I feel like it's also a complete lack of understanding to think that anyone with blue hair could be an Ob, considering how they carry themselves and they're distinguished themselves among others. Sorry, I broke up there at the end, but like you saw my previous comment. Um, Even if, like, consider Lafiel, consider the Bear and Clual, right? Consider any Ob from anywhere before, and then just picture anyone with blue hair, just any normal person who has had blue, dyed their hair blue. There's no comparison. It's just profiling. And I know it could be like a stand-in for racism or something, right? Well, and it's not even a stand-in; it's clearly racism. But instead of pulling out a person's skin color or like even stereotypes or anything. We're just going with hair color and shit. I don't know. It's funny to consider that Lafiel doesn't consider herself a juvenile, considering that she's only a year older than Jinto. But then I also have to wonder if that was an unreliable narrator speech. That maybe Lafiel's 16 is based on a different time frame than Jinto's. Like how they measured the time from when the United Mankind fleet would arrive in Sufaganov hours. Like they specifically stated in Sufaganov hours, 27 hours, instead of just like universal hours or something. So maybe that Lafiel is inexperienced 16 years old, but in reality is older and it just doesn't show on an ob. It's odd that they questioned what an Ob was doing walking on land. We know that the Ob were born and bred for space and consider it their home, but we also know that they had a land base on the planet that we saw them contact before they landed. Even Lafiel was commenting on simulating landings in the transport. So it's not impossible for an Ob to make landfall if they're, training themselves for it. It seems like the United Mankind forces either know exactly who Jinto is, which, could follow along with Teal's whole thing of considering his father to be a sellout, by which I mean Jinto's father. Also consider that they argued for the independence of the Hyde system in previous episodes mentioned, the whole leading up to the Four Nations Accord thing. Or maybe they are just referring to him in general, as any human that aids an Ob of their own free will is a traitorous human, whatever. And lastly, I doubt they'd show us monuments for no reason. I have to wonder if it's related to the the original Ob invasion of the system, or maybe even a sign of the planet's original defenses. I'm coming back to that one, considering Lord Desanya was interested enough in Hyde's planetary defenses as to demand their codes. I would take it more likely that it'd be like a marker of the dead, and considering it's old enough and we don't know how long the planet has been in Ob hands, to maybe be a sign of their invasion, but we've never seen the Ob attack a planet before. And as much as like they're supposed to be I don't know, they're not our representative, but we see things from their side because one of the main characters is one, the other one is a Terran nobleman of the Ob, or he doesn't know exactly which one he's in. But the United Mankind's propaganda is very much true, right? The Ob do come in, they do take over, and they do subvert your democracy. It's just the fact that they don't care what you do after they take over is the thing. They even cover that in the first episode, that the magistrates are typically distant. They're a very hands-off empire, it feels like. They just want you to know that you're under them first, and then, okay, have a good day. So it's a mix of truths. It feels like no one's entirely wrong except for the United Mankind, because they are solving their situation with force. And unless you're in Starship Troopers, force isn't the answer. To be fair, it seemed like they're dignitaries. I can't tell. I can't tell. I need more background information, I feel like. Other than that, though, I think that's it for me today. I know I stumbled in the beginning in reading Alro's words, but hopefully you got through that and you got through my self-deprecation for my depression and everything. Once again, though, I thank you for joining me. If you came with me for the trip, I'm obviously gonna keep doing these. I really like the show and it's helping me get through stuff. And I know you're not here for that part, but you're here for the show. And assuredly, before we're done with this, I'll have moved on, I hope, and I'll end this show on a high note. Help me sing the praises of anime in general by the time we reach the end of Banner of Stars or the prequel thing, whatever comes first, right? Anyway, I've been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?